Hi, Joni.
Hi.
Oh, good. We can hear each other. Okay. I always get worried right in the beginning that it's not going to work, but it's awesome. We're working here. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Awesome. I can't wait to feature you here. So tell us a little bit more about who you are, your background, and just a little bit about you.
I'm Joni Hough. I'm a certified health coach, author of Ganbatte Planner. I used to be an art teacher, but I have moved far away from that.
I
With a
didn't know
few
that.
mentors. Yeah, I was an art teacher I was in education for about 10 years. But I kind of took a detour by way of some bipolar disorder that I have, and I decided to focus on my health, and from that I developed a mental wellness planner.
Yeah.
That
Did you design the cover of it too? Because you said you were an art teacher.
Actually, no, I used a local publishing company. They designed the cover, but I came up with the colors and gave them the photographs, all of which my husband had taken, and
Okay.
then they put it all together.
Okay. So yeah, you're gonna have to fill us in on how, like, what was like the challenge that you were facing when you've come so far. Like, I've been able to watch your journey from the beginning. I was looking back through at all your wins over the years now. But what is, like, thinking back to the beginning, like what were those, the biggest problem that you were facing?
My biggest problem when I started was just not having a clue where to start. Fortunately, then I found you and and the amazing success path that you have that I've been able to follow so far.
Yeah.
My other biggest challenge was my mental health. As I mentioned, that can be an issue for me. Um, but it's I've been amazingly healthy for the last year, and it's I've been able to take everything I've learned through that journey and just kind of focus it.
Hmm. And how were you feeling at that point? Like, when you took that first step?
When I took the first step, I was excited. I wasn't scared. I was just excited.
It's awesome. I know, I can feel the excitement too, because I see it in your Facebook post too, in the group. So where did you find out about Classy Career Girl?
I found out about Classic Career Girl on Pinterest. I found the little pin of your planner, the 90-day planner, and I downloaded that. And this was, gosh, about 2 years ago, I think. And from that, I found one of your how to write a business plan in 5 days on like a single sheet business plan template. And I did that class, and then I was sold.
Yeah. And then you mentioned the success path too. So how have you been able to use the success path to grow your business?
Um, I may not be the best example for this because I kind of
That's
I
okay.
jump around. I When I joined Classic Career Girl the first time, I was very manic at the time, and I rushed through the content in about 3 months.
Wow.
And I didn't apply any of it, but I sure absorbed it. And so now I I know basically where everything is. So now I go back and pick what I need when I need it. I've got access all the way through phase 5 at this point, but I think I'm at phase 3. But I kind of, like I said, I jump around to what I need when I need it.
Right. And that's why it's there for you guys too, because it depends on how you learn and what you need and how much time you have too. So you had more time, and it was kind of pushing you through too. So I
Mhm.
love that I always have to say, and Joni knows this, start in the beginning.
Okay,
Like, it's always good to get the foundation right. but you can always go back to, like Joni has too, right?
Mhm.
So how have you fit that into your schedule? Kind of, I just asked Nella that too. Like, how have you been able to make the time for those trainings and for your goals?
Well, for me, it's honestly it's kind of crazy. I've got more goals now, and I am able to get so much more done. I just ran a half marathon
Awesome.
3 weeks ago, and training for that, like, it just helped me so much. I could watch and listen to the videos while I was on my treadmill,
Oh, awesome.
and the extra endorphins, like, help me absorb it better, so it just I can't explain it, but, like, I've added more things to do to my life, and I get more done.
Hmm. I've always felt like that too. Like when you're healthier too, you can do more stuff too.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
for you, I'm assuming self-care is really important for you too. That's kind of probably one of a big like value and belief for you.
Oh, very much, very much.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to the point. I'm gonna ask you all about this planner. But so did you have any like doubts then? You were in the success path. You spent those 3 months like cruising through the content. Like was there anything kind of like holding you back at that point?
Could you repeat that? The video froze on me for a second.
Yeah. So when you spent those 3 months going through all the videos, making your way through it all, like did you have any doubts at that point?
Um, I had some. N I I actually had to take a break for a few months to really focus on myself, and I had to step away from business and do that self-care we were just talking about.
Yeah.
And so I had a lot of doubts then. I wasn't sure I was gonna continue trying to be self-employed, and wasn't sure where I wanted to go. I had even thought about trying to open a coffee shop. Um, worked at an independent coffee shop for a few months and was like, "Oh no, that's not what I want to do." And so and that's when I was like, "Okay, I've got this planner that I am using for myself. Why don't I see if anybody else wants it too?" And so I
I can see that like excited you, like helping other people too.
yeah, it does. I love helping other people. And I mean,
Yeah.
I've always liked that. I think that's part of why I became a teacher. And then from teaching, I went into health coaching, and so I've just always loved helping people.
Love that. What do you think would have happened if you would have continued along that same path and you didn't get the resources that we have in the success path?
I I think I would still be kind of floundering. I would just I would I honestly don't know, because I have gotten so much from the success path, but also from the books that you've recommended. Um, like The Miracle Morning, I get up and do that every morning.
Good
Um,
job.
from Success Principles, Grit, like all the amazing books that you've recommended, have really helped me put my life together. So
And Grit is our June book club. So
yes,
if you're in class right now or you join us, you can participate in our book club for this month. We're reading the book Grit. Did you finish? You must have already finished.
I am almost done. I kind of segued off of it, and I've switched to mindset, which is talked about quite a bit in Grit.
That's good. That's good. I still have some reading to do for that book. So
But I'm
but
in the third section of it, and she's gotten to the part of talking about helping parents, which I'm not. So I'm just kind of like,
ooh,
yeah.
okay, I better read to that part then too. So okay. So let's talk about all your results and feel free to show us your beautiful planner behind you. But what changes for the good has this made on your life, and everything that you've progressed over this last year or two? It's
Um,
been 2 years?
It's been 2 years. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's been 2 years. Um, oh my gosh, so much has changed. Like, 2 years ago, wow. It's just crazy how much has changed. I
Yeah.
have lost a lot of weight. Have, um I trained for a half marathon. I'm now training for a full marathon. I'm a published author now, which is crazy.
Yes, you are.
Um, I'm actually selling these planners, which still surprises me every single time I get an order in. I've started a membership site. Um,
Yes, you have.
yes, I've been working on that. I'm actually looking at from the corner of my screen. I've got a science fair project board with my content mapped out for the next year. Um, I've been going live on Facebook, which has been amazing. It's just it's crazy how different it is. I went from I couldn't get out of bed to like all of this, and it's just yeah.
I know I'll never forget when you shared about your planners being delivered and how like excited you were. You know, when you have them in your hands and you see all the work that has culminated in your achievement. So I love that you got to share that with us. 9 months of intense work.
Yes.
So awesome. So one of the things when you joined, I know you were worried that you wouldn't be able to keep up. So tell us about that. Like what did you do to kind of decrease that worry? Did you feel like you were able to keep up?
I ended up kind of just realizing that it's my own journey, and if I'm not comparing myself to anybody else that's taking this journey, then what timeline do I need? So just by if when I quit comparing my journey to other people's journey, I that became a non-issue.
Mm, that's so good. Yeah, because everyone in class is kind of on their own path at their
Mhm.
own place, but we're all supporting each other and helping each other. I mean, even me, I'm in phase 5, you know, like, and I'm still working on the same things as well. And I go back to the beginning, phase 0, phase 1 every year too, where we have all the management stuff. And so I think I love what you said because it's not even about comparing yourself because it's just kind of like a process. You still are learning, you're still growing, you know, in your personal life and then in your business. Now you're a business owner too and a membership site owner. It's exciting. So
Yeah.
tell us more about how people can find out about you online.
My website is Ganbatte Planner. Um, it's Ganbatte, which is Japanese for do your best, which is used similarly to how we say good luck in English. So it's ganbatteplanner.com is my website. I'm on Facebook. My Facebook page is Ganbatte Planner. And then I have a site, not site, a group, which is Ganbatte Crew.
On Facebook.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. I love it. So we have a question that came in. I'm going to ask. It's kind of what we were talking about, Joni, about how do successful women deal with insecurity and jealousy about the success of other people. Have you ever had any of those thoughts?
Yeah, yeah. When I was in grad school, for education, I had a professor who teacher of the year her first year teaching. And then I didn't. And I was so insecure because and I'm like, that is such an unrealistic expectation. And I think honestly when you realize that you're not competing against anybody, the insecurity and the jealousy just kind of melts away. It's nobody is really paying attention to what you're doing, so to speak. It's not that they don't care, but everybody's wrapped up in their own life. So, if you're busy paying attention to what other people are doing, then you're not paying attention enough to your own journey. And so I think it's just one of those things you just kind of have to let go of, that we're all on our own path and you'll get where you're meant to be in your own time.
Yeah. I know for me, this is why I mean, I have to unsubscribe and then unblock. I mean,
Mhm.
I can't follow a lot of people, especially in the field, my field too, because it does, like, if you're constantly looking at what other people are doing, I want to create my own stuff. I remember someone once asked me, "What's your favorite career website?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't follow any others because I want to create my unique space. Like, this is
Mhm.
my part of the internet. Like, it's going to be whatever comes out of my head and whatever I create." And that goes back to, like, we all are unique. We all have these strengths. We all have these experiences. Like, both Joni and I have planners, but they're completely different.
Very different.
They're, nothing alike. And I was asking her the other day, because you said you have a system for creating goals. So it's like we are both doing some very similar things, but they're both different, and they're both based off our experiences. Like, I don't
Mhm.
know what it's like, what your experiences were like, and now you can serve that market, your market, way better than I could ever serve that market. So you have to bring all of your strengths and bring all your experiences
Exactly.
into this, and then don't follow. You don't have to follow everyone. You can check in. I think in phase 2, I have you do some competitor analysis, right?
Mhm.
And so I have you go look and kind of see what other people are doing, the prices they're charging, and what what they are doing well, what they're not doing well. But that's it. Like, that's all you need to do. You don't need to follow their posts every day and see what they're doing and see where you're not living up to what they're doing too. So just create your own space, do your own thing.
Exactly. Because nobody
And
can do you better than you.
exactly. Yeah, just you. Okay, so final word of wisdom for someone, maybe who is just trying to get their life back. Take care of themselves better, put a plan together to live healthier, and have a future that they want. What would you say to them?
I would say you have to be your own first priority. Take care of yourself first, even though, especially parents, I know I did this as a teacher. I wanted to take care of everybody around me. And you can't pour from an empty pitcher. You have to take care of yourself first. And it's not selfish. Taking care of yourself first is not selfish. In fact, especially if you have daughters, you're setting a good example for them.
Oh, good. Thank you. You're giving me the ability to take a break. Yeah, seriously. It's so, so, so important for sure. Awesome. Well, I am so excited to watch you on this journey, Joni. So thank you so much for being here, for sharing your wins and your progress, and inspiring everyone else who's along this journey to change their life as well.
Thank you.